Hey YouTube, it's Rob Savor again. Just wanted to make this video because once again I had to explain to a friend of mine who commented on my car that it's pretty much without anything in it. And there's a reason for that. A few years back, I was in the process of decluttering my life, and one of the things that I wanted to do was just declutter my car. Not just the things that were in there, but also the space that I wasn't utilizing. So before I show you my car, and by the way, I have a Toyota Yaris. I think it's a 2019 or 2020 Toyota Yaris. I purchased this car back in September of 2020. It wasn't an it wasn't I purchased it on purpose, meaning that I wanted a small car, because before that I was driving a Toyota RAV4. I love Toyotas. They're great cars. Anyway, so uh, the reason why I wanted a new car, because while I was driving the RAV4, I said to myself, for months I was saying to myself, why do I need all this space? My trunk literally had nothing in it. I usually only drove it by myself, so there was nobody on the passenger side, there was nobody behind me, so there was all this space that was being utilized. And there was something that I learned in physics back when I was a junior in high school, which is, in order to get from point A to point B, you need energy. Okay, now with cars, that energy is gasoline. So the more that I was carrying around, the more the more that I had to pay for gasoline, right? And things just kind of made sense, and I just said, you know what, let me declutter my car. Maybe let me just change my car. So what I did was I sold the RAV4 and I bought this Toyota Yaris. I'll show it to you right. And as I mentioned, I bought this car because it was small and I wanted a small car. Okay, and I'm going to now introduce you to my car. All right, so here you go. All right, and let me show you exactly what I mean by decluttering. Okay, once again, as I mentioned, there are friends and family members who kind of comment on this, and it's not like I hear it every day, but every now and then, they're like, hey, you still got nothing in your car. I'm like, yeah, and I'm okay with it. So look, I have here napkins, right? Why do I need napkins? It's May of 2021 right now, and it's pollen season, it's allergy season, and I get, I'm allergic to pollen, so I have to, I sneeze and I have to wipe my nose often. So I have, I have these napkins, okay? And the way that I'm sounding right now, I'm almost justifying that I have too much stuff in here already, okay? So I have water bottles here, okay? I have one pen and one pencil. That's all I need. I do not need more than that. Take a look at your cars. Take a look at your, where you live, at your home. How many pens do you have all over the place? How many pencils? Look at the coins that I have, right? So they're mostly just quarters, okay? I don't have any pennies. I get rid of all my pennies, all my nickels. In fact, what I do is, when I go to ShopRite or even Home Depot, I think you guys have noticed that they have those machines where you could put the coins in there, and that's what I do. So whenever I go shopping and I notice that I have a lot of coins, first of all, it almost never gets to the point where I have a lot of coins. But if I do have more than what I need, I'm just cognizant that I'll take my coins, and then I use that machine so I can pay for whatever expense I have. I have some paperwork over here because I do real estate, and every now and then I get people who call me who ask me to sell their property, so I have everything ready over here. Okay, you see this over here? I just have gum. I have some business cards, my allergy pills, and some credit cards that I use whenever I go to, for example, Home Depot, right? I want to use my Home Depot card because I get 5% off. I also have my Target card because I get 5% off of everything that I purchase over there. Lowe's as well. Right, so I just keep them in there just in case I'm in the area, I need to buy something, so I have that. So I'm always cognizant of any type of way that I can save money. So my car, so as you notice, like, it's not I can obviously use a little bit of cleaning, but it's not filthy, it's not dirty. Basically, in my mind, the way that I see it is like, imagine if you have pencils and coins and dirt and all this lint and napkins in your pocket, right? So if you're wearing jeans and you have your 2 front pockets and your 2 back pockets, imagine carrying all that stuff in there. All right, how uncomfortable would that be? All right, now you're not noticing it if your car's like this, all right, if there's a lot of items in there, because you're paying for the gasoline. Like, you're not feeling it, but you should be, right? Because you're paying for the gasoline. You're paying for the energy to get you from point A to point B. All right. Let's take a look at my glove compartment. Okay. So what do I have here? Oh my God. I feel like I have too much over here. I have over here some business cards because sometimes I run out of business cards. This is to measure my tire pressure. And I have over here, what is it? Just my license and registration information. That's all I have. It's not cluttered. I don't need anything else in here. All right. Sometimes I hear people tell me, oh, well, what if you need this? Well, guess what? I don't need it. I don't need it. You know, there's people who, you know, stack their trunk with all these items and they have to carry it around. Once again, just imagine if you're wearing, if everywhere you go, you have to put on a book bag and put everything that is in your trunk inside that book bag. How inconvenient would that be, right? I have a friend who has 2 bowling balls in his trunk, right? And he takes it with him everywhere he goes. He's got to pay for the energy to to take those bowling balls everywhere he goes. Imagine walking around with a book bag filled with bowling ball, with 2 bowling balls and everything else that's in your trunk. All right. Just consider that. All right. So back to my car. All right. Now this is the back over here. Oh man, I messed up. I have this over here. Oh no, I didn't. You know why? Because this was made by Kaylee, my daughter. And I guess she snuck it in there. I didn't even know it was here. Well, I knew it was there. I just forgot that I left it there. And as you can see, you know, I try to keep my car as clean as possible. When I notice that it gets really dirty, I want to clean it. Because once again, for me, I consider it like in my pocket. I don't want lint in my pocket. I don't want dirt in my pocket. Because number one, it's inconvenient. Number two, I still got to carry it around, okay? Now, let's go to trunk. Let's lift it. So, just remember what your trunk looks like, okay? So for all the people who are going to see this video, hopefully it reaches out to many people. Just remember what your trunk looks like and compare it to mine. This is all I need. And you know what? For a little under a year now, I haven't needed more than this, okay? I just have over here a little basket, which is full. I have a lockbox here, I have a lock, a few keys, business cards here and business cards here. I need this because I do real estate. That's all I need. All right. Once again, I get the comment of, well, what if, you know, something happens and you need this and that? Okay, well, it hasn't happened. And guess what? If it does happen, then I will pay for the service. I'd rather pay for the service, all right, eventually, than to just, have many items in my trunk that I even though I'm not using them and they're in my trunk, I am paying to carry it around. Okay, I do have a spare tire underneath here, and that's about it. That's my car, and that's how I keep it all the time. I'm just putting this video out to the world so that I guess people can see that that anybody could live like this. You don't have to have the biggest car in the world. Another thing too that I just remembered is, sometimes I hear people say, well, I need the minivan, I need all this trunk space because sometimes I gotta get something big. Well, I have to purchase something big, or I need to carry and look, I get it. You haven't been convinced, all right? That for me, my point of view is you don't need it, all right? All right, so for example, I had a cargo van that we sold a few months back. And one of the things that came up in my head, right, and it only existed in my head, is, well, what if I need it again? Guess what? Since we sold it back in October of 2020, I have not needed a cargo van at all. So I would have just been stuck with a cargo van, paying insurance on it, okay, and just waited for the just in case that thing happens, right? I'm sure that one day maybe I may have to move a large item, all right, and the cargo van is gonna come in handy. But then I'll rent one. That's it. It'll cost me $50 or $60 in one day plus the gas, and that's it. So, let me know what you think about this. And hopefully, this is something that can, I guess, in a way, make you think about what you may have in your life. What is a clutter in your life, right? So you may have like a cluttered closet, or a bedroom, or even a basement, or a garage just full of clutter is just there. I mean, maybe you want to sell some of those items, use those items to make some money. Maybe your mind is cluttered. And guess what? Talking about clutter, this is why you may see a whole bunch of these storage businesses popping up every now and then. I mean, storage facilities are a thing right now. I mean, they are a money producer, because you know what? They it's not even a hope for them. They know that people like to keep stuff mostly that they don't need. So they can't keep it in their homes anymore, because maybe the apartment is too small, or the house is too small. So then they have to rent space. So for all those people out there who have items in storage, think about it. How often do you go to that storage unit, okay, for that item that you would say to yourself, well, just in case I need it? Really? Just in case you need it? Okay, so just in case you need your skiing materials, and your ski coat or whatever. I'm just throwing out an example here, right? So how about if you just sell it, and then when you do go skiing, all right, maybe once a year, twice a year, right, you could rent those out, instead of, in a way, justifying paying, a monthly rent on for space, for something that you're going to keep, that you're only going to use once or twice a year. Okay, maybe you're going to use it more often, I don't know. But and then once again, I'm just throwing out the example of skis, right? It could be anything else. So just think about that stuff. Another thing too that you may want to declutter, right, is, and I think I mentioned this, is all the stuff that you have in your head, right? Items, things that you just say, I shouldn't be thinking like this anymore, or there's too much information. Maybe you want to declutter. One thing that I decluttered a long time ago was gossip. I just, people sometimes, I'm not saying it happens all the time, but I'm told things, I don't even care. I'm told things about others, and I know it's gossip. I don't participate in it. I am, in a way, protecting my mind from that clutter. All right, I already have thousands of things in my head already. I want to not, if I'm going to include more things in there, I want them to be productive and not destructive. So comment below, and let me know what you think about this video. And if you have any ideas, or anybody have any ideas how to declutter their lives, just post them here on YouTube. All right, see you in the next video.